NBA expansion. You got Las Vegas, you got Seattle. But what if there was another location? Did you know that Virginia is the most populous state in the United States that does not have a major sports team? Now, Virginia does have some history with professional basketball, but not in the NBA, but in the ABA. The Virginia Squires were a professional basketball team in the ABA from 1970 to 1976, known for featuring Hall of Famers Julius Erving, George Gervin, and Charlie Scott. The team was popular as a regional franchise, but they folded due to financial issues just before the ABA-NBA merger. So let's bring major pro basketball back to Virginia. So first, what does the name mean? So, the Foxhound is the state dog of Virginia and represents the Commonwealth's sporting traditions. The dog is loyal, fast, and is considered one of the best hunting dogs. Foxhounds being natural pack animals lends itself to being the mascot of a team sport. So, the first step is making a mood board, just getting some visual inspiration and ideas that I can possibly use in the designs moving forward. So I have the Masters of Foxhounds Association of North America logo on the top left, various Foxhound reference images, various Virginia Squires reference images, just to see if I can be inspired by the previous team's brand. I have the Virginia Tech stamp there, which I use as inspiration for a possible color scheme. And I have the Norfolk Scope there and the Hampton Coliseum there. Just getting everything on one page just to see if something sparks some inspiration. Now, with the color scheme, I decided to go with something that seemed a little bit more historical, something a little more old money type, just to kind of hint at the history that Virginia as a state has, but then also that kind of references the dog itself. So there's going to be brown as a dominant color, and then there's a light cream, and then there are some other accents that go with the colors that I would see from the Foxhound, and then an accent orange that you could see is like a foxfire orange. So we could use that to kind of break up the design as well. A font you'll see me use throughout is a font called Arpona. It is a font that I like. I wanted something that had some character. I wanted something that, looked powerful and had some personality. Now, once I had my mood board, I knew what kind of color scheme I wanted to do. I had the mascot. Now it was about crafting the logo itself. Now, with the logo, I went into Illustrator and I used the Foxhound. I wanted to get a Foxhound that was kind of looking upward and to the right. So I used that as a reference image. And then I went to Illustrator and kind of mapped out, okay, what are the essential elements of this canine? What are the essential elements that I can use to make a mascot? And then this mascot was going to be the base for the entire brand. Once I got the basic silhouette and the basic parts that I wanted within, then I could start coloring and kind of deciding how I wanted each element to be represented. I even played around with possibly kind of making the freckles of the dog be the state shape of Virginia, but it was too many dots. So I actually decided to only go with 3 dots. And those 3 dots, one represents Norfolk, one represents Hampton, and one represents Virginia Beach. So this is the full logo. And after much tinkering, I decided that this was okay to show people. So the Foxhound is there at the bottom and the center. I have the eye with the little tinge of the orange to kind of bring out that intensity, and 3 dots there representing Norfolk, Hampton, Virginia Beach. But then also, subtly, I actually put the state shape of Virginia at the bottom there. So the bottom kind of represents that top half of Virginia, so it hints at the shape of Virginia at the bottom there with the basketball in the background. And then on the basketball, there's a little dogwood flower there. And dogwood is the official flower of the state of Virginia, with Virginia Foxhounds arching across there. And yeah, that is the full logo. And then the icon just being the foxhound isolated. And then the secondary mark is actually a basketball, and the basketball is referencing the old ABA design of basketball. But instead of the red and the blue, I have the tan and the orange. And then wrapped around that, I have a collar. So it's kind of like you're having a dog collar with the V dangling from the collar there, which will come up later. And then I have the tertiary mark, which references the squire. So you have the Virginia Squires, so where you have the squire dribbling a basketball over the state shape of Virginia. So I'm kind of winking at that, but having the state shape of Virginia and then having that basketball in the background. And then having the word mark there being Virginia there, and then the foxhounds kind of arching, looking powerful. Now with the jerseys, I wanted to do something a little fresh. So I actually have the number within the basketball with the foxhound there, foxhound's name there over top of the number. I have the jersey's going to be in that cream color. So it's a little bit more personalized. So it's not just straight up white. It's, has that cream color there. And then has the slight orange outline at the top. But the main is going to be the brown edge around the jersey and the brown stripe on the sides. And then also subtle detail at the collar. I'm actually going to have that V there. And then for the road or the icon version of the jersey, I have Virginia spelled out there, flipping the color scheme towards you have that dark brown and then the cream around. So have subtle hints of the orange and then the orange V there. And then for a alternate jersey, I'm actually going with the tan, the lighter brown, with the state of Virginia and the number inside the state of Virginia with that basketball in the background. For the court, I have the Virginia Foxhounds word mark on either side. I have the secondary mark on either side of the court there, the center of the court with the full logo. And then at the bottom, I have Release the Hounds, because I feel like that would be a cool hashtag, cool calling card, cool. I even did a throwback alternate court design where the court is more that old school pattern. I have Virginia big on either side. I have the colors kind of mimicking the old Virginia Squires court, and then I have the Release the Hounds there with the tertiary logo in the Virginia Squires color scheme. And of course, I have some other preliminary applications of the brand.
Release the hounds.
So there you have it. That is my pitch, my build, my campaign, my brand identity for the Virginia Foxhounds. In my brain, they would go between Norfolk, Hampton, and Virginia Beach, and would give Virginia, the most popular state without a major professional team, a pro team. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about what I've done here? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, is there another state or another city that deserves a professional team that you would like to see me try to create? But yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, teach as you learn and inspire as you do. See you next time.